So one of the things as we move towards things like New Year's resolutions where we want to improve upon ourselves, and when we're improving upon ourselves, there is that of which we're improving ourselves. But when we ask the fundamental question of who am I and that of which we are improving, it's good to know that sometimes with trauma, it forms a disconnection from self. So that disconnection from self that we're trying to improve may be different to who we're actually needing to be rather than wanting to be. So let's do an EFT tapping on who am I and exploring this and seeing if what we want is different to what we desire. So taking full responsibility for our own well-being and repeating after me. Let's go over that flow. Let's begin to tap. Even though I'm asking this question of who am I? I'm seeking to improve myself. But due to past adverse experiences, I may have had some trauma that has disconnected me from myself, and that of which I improve may be different to who I am. And I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even though I really want to set a goal, as there's something that is not functioning within my life that I wish to improve upon. And what I'm improving upon, do I fully understand as I seek more fulfillment. And I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even though I may be looking to others of what they have, and it may be not what they have, but the feeling that it gives me. And I might want to look at, is that what lacks within who I am? And I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Who am I? Who am I really? What is that of which I seek? There may be objects that will bring me satisfaction. There may be people that I desire, who I feel will complete me. There are certain traits of people that I see the people rather than the traits. And all of the experiences that went into forming those traits that I might not be able to acquire due to my own set of experiences. And these set of experiences that I've gone through may have been very traumatic. And the trauma is not what happened to me, but what happened after the trauma. Who was there for me? Who was kind and caring? And if the people surrounding me may have been the ones that caused the trauma, and I may have never been seen, I may have never been made to feel loved, and I might just not feel safe in my body, It might have started to form a disconnection from myself, from what was allowable emotions that I was allowed to express, and my identity of self may not have been accepted in the eyes of others. So I started to move away from myself and started to disconnect from it, started to disassociate from it, because it wasn't safe to be part of who I am. Because every time I tried to express myself, it brought a lot of hurt. It brought a lot of anger towards me, which caused me to be very scared. And in order to feel safe, I disordered who I was to be accepted in the eyes of my abusers, or live in an environment who couldn't accept me who I am, but some disjointed version of myself. And if that's what I had to go through to get some form of love and acceptance, I may have modified a lot of my behaviors, a lot of who I am, a lot of who I interact with, in order to be accepted, which may have meant I was rejecting myself. I started to disconnect from my identity. And now as I seek to change myself, have I really connected with myself? Have I really recovered myself? Or am I going further away from myself by seeking that approval further in things that aren't really me? But at least it makes me feel safe around people that make me feel unsafe. I've got to keep up with the Joneses. I can't be seen as a failure. I really need someone to fulfill all of my needs, to love me as I am, even though I struggle with that. I might not be able to even love myself. And perhaps if someone loves me, at least that I know that I'm worthy of love. And perhaps it's not the other person's job to fulfill that. Perhaps it's my own needs to fulfill that need within myself, to feel safe and secure within myself, to start to mend old disconnections and start to reconnect with myself. Start to form resolutions as I resolve old traumas and heal old wounds, where I patch up all the holes from the scars caused in order to feel safe within my body and have a container that can seek fulfillment rather than experiences where I'm seeking experiences that aren't really who I am and cause more pain. and more self-judgment, and I see myself as a feather in my own eyes, the same as others who saw me as this similar. Who I am may have been in result to what I received, but what I received was unfair to who I truly was, and what I had to disconnect away from. I might want to recover myself and reconnect to who I am and what brings me value, which may be hard at first, because I may have been living in service of others for so long that I don't know really who I am or what my needs are, or that it's okay to take time for myself to repair these old wounds. Who am I? Who have I been trying to be? What was not acceptable in other people's eyes that I had to hide away from? Maladapt my body. Change it to seek love and acceptance. Deny my emotions, even though those emotions still hurt. I'm mending this hurt to grow stronger within myself, to no longer spend finances on things that seek to understand myself, through setting visions and goals of things that I might desire, which might be obviously what I lack. I might want the mansion, but do I have the lifestyle to afford the upkeep? Perhaps I want to keep up with myself by maintaining my own emotional strength first, by maintaining my own emotional well-being. And rather than seek someone to love to fulfill, perhaps a love that I can walk with, feel aspired by, as I am to them. A healthy addition, rather than always having to add up to my deficits. I'm resolving this. I'm growing in strength. I'm reconnecting to who I am and learning that what I value may be different to what I set out to achieve. Do I want love and acceptance from thousands of followers? Or do I just want to be loved and accepted within my own eyes? Do I need the millions? Or do I want enough for a healthy lifestyle? And do I want constantly like pouring into a vast void that can never seek fulfillment, because it might not know who it is in the first place? I'm getting to know myself. I'm getting to know what my values are, what my boundaries are. And once I do reconnect with myself, it might be like a seed starting to sprout because it's getting the nurturing that it deserves by the self. The self that won't put it into barren lands by people that don't attend to those needs. I attend to my own needs in mind, body, and spirit. And taking a full breath in and out. So yes, by its nature, trauma is a disconnection from self. We can go into people-pleasing behaviors, so we're making sure that everyone else is pleased, but are we pleased? Can we express our own emotions, or are we disconnected from that because those emotions weren't accepted in other people's eyes? So we've learnt not to feel those, even though they have adverse effects on our body, on our health. So discharging this sort of stuff actually starts to clear away the muddy water to see ourselves in the reflection of who we are and what we value, rather than seeing it, the reflection in other people's eyes that may be looking at us in disdain. So I'm Dion from Eflowtion Support Services. I offer EFT Tapping one-on-one online to go that extra step to care for yourself beyond these videos. And these videos are an invitation for that, not a substitute. So I am Dion from Eflowtion Support Services, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.